When it comes to street photography, besides all the gear-related questions that I get, there's one thing it seems that people are genuinely concerned about, and that is safety. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to London. Today I want to talk about something I think that is really important, and that is how to stay safe in street photography. So in terms of not getting mugged and stuff like that, because I've gathered quite a bit of experience in shooting around the world, so I think today is a good opportunity to share my experience and maybe I have some good tips for you how you can stay safe out on the streets. Right, without further ado, let's do this. Earlier this year I stayed in Mexico for a couple of months, and especially when I went to Acapulco, a lot of people warned me, don't go there, it's very, very dangerous. And I know this from experience that there's a lot of places in this world where people will tell you, don't go there, it's dangerous, especially if you look on the media, the mainstream media, they will tell you this a lot. Yes, Mexico has a high crime rate and things are happening all the time. But if you don't do stupid things and use common sense, you'll most likely be fine. For instance, a couple years back I went to Iran and everybody was telling me, don't go there, it's all terrorists, it's dangerous. And to be honest, it was one of the safest countries I've ever been to. I felt super safe there. Obviously, there's parts of the country or in the world where it's not safe at all. But in general, don't listen to this kind of advice because most of the time it's not true. I mean, I can only speak for my experience, but most of the time it wasn't true. So this is maybe the first tip. Don't listen to other people, maybe make your own experience, or maybe listen to the people that actually live in that area where you're going to, because I think they know better than most other people. Now, after hanging out in Mexico for a few months, and also last year I was there for a few months, I can tell you there was nothing got stolen, and there was not a single incident where I felt unsafe for whatever reason. Maybe I just got lucky, or maybe I did something right, and maybe from my experience I've learned quite a bit, and I want to share some tips now with you that you can apply if you do street photography and you want to make sure that you stay safe. All right, tip number one is travel as light as possible. And don't bring too many lenses, too many cameras. Maybe just bring one camera, because if you have only one camera with you, it draws less attention than having 3 cameras around your neck or a big bag full of gear with you. It might be very tempting to bring one camera and a few lenses, or even a suitcase full of gear just in case. But do you really need all of this? Now, when I say travel light, I mean bring a small camera, not a big and chunky DSLR, but I guess by now most people will use mirrorless cameras. But don't use a 24 to 70 lens because it's super big. Something like a Leica Q, or in this case the Q2 monochrome. Yes, it's an expensive camera, I know, but you can also bring maybe a Fuji camera, X100, or maybe a Ricoh GR. That would be a good choice because you can just put it in your pocket. To be honest, with the right lens, even a Leica M6 is pocketable, at least to some degree. Sometimes, if I don't want to bring a camera bag and my pockets are too small, I will bring one of those tote bags. It works, and it's better than having the camera hanging around your neck, visible to everyone around you. So another thing that I guess it's really important to dress unobtrusively, meaning don't wear shiny colors and stand out as a tourist as much. It's better to wear something like I do now, something black. I think that is really important because otherwise people can spot you from very far away. And also maybe a pair of comfortable sneakers might also be not a bad idea, just in case you need to run. Who knows? So don't stand out too much. I think this already helps to lower the risk of getting mugged. All right, my next tip is more or less a tip about the shooting technique, and the shooting technique that I use. I would call it quickly get in and out. It sounds a little bit dirty, but what I mean is don't stick around in one spot for too long. Just get your shot and move on. The thing is, I know there's a lot of people that like to do the fishing technique, just hang out in one spot and wait for cool subjects to show up. Of course you can do that, but you have to keep in mind, if you stick around in one area for too long, you become a target
more easily, because then somebody might see you, oh, there's this photographer with a camera hanging around, and might call up some buddies and then they come over and rob you. So I think it really helps if you can get your shot and just move on, don't stick around, especially at night. I think especially at night that's very crucial. Don't stick around for too long in one area. I did this in Mexico when I was shooting episodes at night. I got my shot and just I moved on and I had no problem. So I think this can be very important to think about that.
As soon as you spot a potential photo opportunity, pre-visualize the shot you want to get, because that helps you to be quick and decisive. Then take it and off you go.
Now, personally, I like to go out and shoot just by myself, because then I can focus 100% of getting the shots that I want. But if you're a little bit anxious and you're in a new city or a new country, whatever, and you don't know if it's safe or not, maybe consider going out meet up with other friends, or just some locals preferably, and to go out and shoot, because it's safety numbers. And if it's a group of 2, 3, 4 people, it's probably less likely that somebody will rob you. And if you don't know anyone there, well, use Instagram. You can find a lot of people in different locations on Instagram. It's probably the only thing Instagram is usable anymore for photographers, because I mean, for photos, uploading photos, as you know, it's not as great anymore. But if you want to look for people, because most photographers, they have an Instagram account, so look on Instagram or maybe Facebook if anyone still uses that. You can find locals, meet up, and let them show you the area, and maybe next time you can go there by yourself when you know it's safe. Oh, and before I forget, I think one thing that's also maybe important is go out with confidence. I think if you walk on the streets and your body language, everything screams, I'm confident, it's less likely that something will happen. If you seem to be not confident at all, I assume something could happen more easily. So go out with confidence. I know what I'm doing, I'm here. Just don't rob me, there's nothing to get. No, seriously, try to act confident. I would say that this helps, not by much, but at least it will help to some degree. And also, if we're already talking about psychology, I think it can also help if you, when you go out, maybe have a smile on your face, because it's less likely that people will do something stupid, mug you, or maybe even attack you when you smile. Because why would you attack somebody that is smiling? Because if you're smiling, you usually don't have bad intentions. So keep that in mind, act confident, have a smile on your face. If people look at you, just smile and they will probably smile back.
When you go out and shoot and you're having fun, people can feel that, and that display of confidence could make you less of a potential target.
Well, you might think, do you have any tips for shooting at night? And yes, in fact, I do. One thing that also applies to shooting at night, and I mentioned it before, is don't stick around in one area for too long. But also, don't go out too late. I think it's less likely that something will happen if you go out maybe just right after sunset and within the next 2 hours. It's probably less likely, and usually there's more people out. So it's safety numbers, so it's less likely something will happen. Of course, if you go out to shoot in the middle of the night, maybe 2 a.m., 1 a.m., there's also more drunk people around, especially on the weekend, and this could cause more problems, and it's more likely that you will get robbed. So I think, at least for me, it helped when I went out in Mexico. I usually try to stay outside not longer than 10 or 11 p.m. Because by then, like I said, there's more people out, and at least it feels more safe, and I guess it's probably safer than staying out way longer. The next tip, and I think that is a big one, and because a lot of people tell me, oh, I would never bring such an expensive camera when I go to Mexico. But the thing is, there's one thing that makes it a little bit easier. You have to have insurance. Don't skimp out on insurance. Guys, get insurance for your gear, because then it doesn't matter if your camera is expensive or not. I mean, if somebody mugs you, results is the same. The camera is gone, if it's expensive or not. The only difference is if you have insurance, the insurance will cover it. So get insurance for your gear. And also, I don't know, it makes you already feel more confident if you go out. You know, if your camera gets stolen, whatever, you have insurance that will cover that. And also, if you drop it, the insurance will also cover it. So I think that's very crucial. And since I don't remember when I got my first insurance for my gear, but it's been a long time, and I've used it once when I dropped the camera in the water. But that's about it. So I think that's very crucial. Get insurance for your gear. All right, guys, I hope these tips will help you stay safe in street photography, and you could also consider picking up one of those Canons here. They might also help you to stay safe. Of course, there's not a 100% guarantee that nothing will happen, but if you follow these tips, it probably can help. If you have some more tips, drop them in the comments below and share them with us. And besides that, also check out my street photography workshops. I'll put a link down below where you can check out the next dates, and also my zines and my new zine that will probably come out very soon, or I don't know when this video will drop, but I will let you know down here. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. As always, if you liked it, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we will see each other very soon in the next one. Until then, auf Wiedersehen.